What is the best part of the beach to drive on? Being winter, beaches are steep, soft. The top is mostly the older sand with a firm base, though if it's been eroded, it may be hard to hold the top line. The middle of the beach is fluffed up by recent swells and the worst spot to be. The bottom can be firm in the wave zone, where the gap in the sand particles is filled with water, though never take this as granted. Always, if unsure, get out and check first. You never want to get bogged in the water. It's a serious recovery to get out.
So what is the best place to be driving on the beach? Well, here I've just driven through steep sand. It was sucking all the power out of the car and I was just losing power. The car was almost about to stall. So rather than stall and get bogged, what I've done is I've turned, headed for the water, downhill, gives you a bit of momentum. Now the boggiest part of the beach is right here. I was dragging the diff. The middle part of the beach is all fluffed up by the swells. That's why I'm trying to start at the top. It's actually old sand. It's been there forever normally. A bit of a flat shelf there, you can normally hold it. So I've come down here into the wave zone and I've hit the firm sand, it's full water. And I've used that to get a momentum before the next wave comes in and zoom up there where it's safe and hard over there. So you're going to use the angles on the beach. Don't go in the water unless you know what you're doing. Normally you'll get a bit of firm sand right at the water's edge, but it's not always like that. You have to know your beach, or you have to get out your car and have a look before you go. So here's a good example of why you stick to the top line or you go for the bottom line. This is the main entrance onto the beach. We've just had the weekend. All the weekend warriors have been up and they've come down straight through the middle of the beach. Look at the size of the holes. It's where they've hit the soft sand in the middle of the beach. They've shut themselves, I'm not going near the water, they've turned uphill and they've just gotten bogged. It's just like the moon here, the cars have been bogged here all weekend. If you had been here, it was absolute chaos. There's holes everywhere, cars have been stuck. I've just come down, because no cars have really got past this point that didn't know where to drive on the beach. They've all got stuck here and had to pay probably for a recovery to come and get them. So I've come down the beach, stuck to the top line. As soon as I've hit all this chaos, I've just driven down the bottom near the water. It's twice as firm. Not even sinking in. If you look at my footprints here, the closer I get to the water, look at that, rock hard. If they had just turned for the water, instead of panicked about the water, or got out the car and looked to see how firm it was at the water's edge, they wouldn't have got stuck there. So keep it in mind before you drive on the beach. Don't just drive on the beach blindly. Check it out, work out where the softest part is. After a swell, it's going to be in the middle of the beach. The old sand's up the top, that's the firm stuff. And the stuff that's got water between the sand particles is going to be normally firm. But get out of your car and look before you go. You're not driving on the road. You've got to assess the situation.